doing a Celtic cross on the theme of injustice. To help us center that energy and focus on that theme, I've already separated the justice card and I'm going to have it inverted at the center of the Celtic cross so that it can act as an anchor and also as a directing factor to this reading. Just drop the card. So a Celtic Cross is a 10-card read that its main purpose is just to give information. It's not really necessarily about advice, at least the way I do it. And yeah, that's what we're going to be doing here today. I chose the theme of injustice because I feel that this is something that's been relevant in worldwide politics recently, but also just in my personal life. I feel like injustice and how to deal with injustice when it crops up in your life, I feel like that's been something that's been popping up for me recently. So I hope that it's something that will be helpful to the collective. So I'm just going to focus on shuffling right now, pick the 10 cards, and then we'll get into the reading. Oops. Queen of Swords in the bottom of the deck. Let's hope for some clarity, for some understanding of the situation, and so on and so forth. Okay, first card. This covers the issue at present. We have the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is about going deep within your emotions. So whatever injustice you are pondering over this reading, it's something that affects your emotions deeply. The Eight of Cups is about really diving down into the depths of what you feel. So this might be something that, this injustice might be something that occurred a long time ago for it to be settled so deeply within you. Or even if it's not an injustice that occurred a long time ago, it's still something that affected you to the core of you. This is not a surface level injustice, it's deep. That's what the Eight of Cups is here to tell us. This crowns the situation. It's how you view the situation sort of on a conscious level, and we have Temperance. Temperance is about balance. And the reason why this feels unjust is because this balance seems to not have been met. Deserve something by birthright, but out of feeling that the world should be balanced. And maybe you even see it, if this is an injustice that was committed against you, you see it as right that that injustice should have happened, because it goes on one side of the scale, and on the other side of the scale is like so much happiness and so much joy. So maybe on a conscious level, you can see the ways in which this injustice has spurred you forward to pursue more joy, more happiness. So that balance comes into play. This is below the situation. This is the situation on a subconscious level. We have the Hermit upright. This injustice has not happened necessarily, or not only because of a matter of karma, right? You did something bad, so something bad happened to you. But it's more about teaching you to rely more on yourself than on external factors. The external world might never seem just to you, but if you have as your guiding light your own internal self, your own internal sense of rightness and worthiness, if you lean on that rather than relying on the world to treat you well so then you know that you are good, if you rely on just knowing that you are good, you will be stronger, you will be more resilient. That is the point of this injustice. It's not a punishment. It's not even really a lesson. It's just the natural path stronger that will make you more self-sufficient. This is before you. This is the immediate past of the situation. We have the lovers reversed. So this might have been a spurned love, someone who spurned you. It might have been a situation of intimacy where trust was betrayed, where boundaries were not respected. It might have been just a situation where you gave someone your entire heart and they didn't treasure it, or they didn't see it, or they told you that they saw it, they told you that they treasured it, but they didn't, which is why it's reversed. Being betrayed in this way sort of opens the doors to further injustices because it makes you vulnerable. And that's why this is in the immediate past of the situation of injustice. And with the hermit here, as I said, the lesson is depend on yourself first and foremost. Focus on shining your internal light really bright first and foremost. And yeah. This is in front of you. This is the immediate future of the situation, and we have the Knight of Wands. So it's a bit like I was saying earlier, how injustice can spur you into action. The Knight of Wands is a very active figure. The Knight of Wands is someone who goes after what they want, who does the things that they want to do. They have so much passion, symbolized here by this big bird, and the knight rides that passion wherever they want to go. They can fly, right? Because they have so much passion. But if you are so busy pondering over the wrongs that have been done to you, and the wrongs have been done to you, you have been wronged in this situation, but we want to move forward to being able to act with passion and to act with decisiveness to go after what we want. So this injustice moment, this injustice theme is important and necessary so that you can get here, but you won't be in this injustice space forever. This next card is your attitude towards the situation. Sort of like what you think you should do to fix it. And it might be right or it might not be right. And we have the Knight of Coins reversed. So you have a vibe of impatience. You want to get to this Knight of Wands place as quickly as possible. You just want to get over it, right? You just want to get over whatever this injustice was so that you can move on to a bigger and better chapter of your life that's not so focused on this difficult situation in the past where you were not treated in the way that you should have been treated. So this is your attitude about the situation, a feeling of impatience, of wanting to just get it over with, because the Knight of Coins is a very patient figure. He's the Knight of Earth. Earth is the slowest moving element, and you have it reversed. So you're resisting. The right thing to do, quote unquote, the right thing to do. The right thing to do is whatever you want to do. But let's say your path of the highest good would be to let this happen slowly, little by little. And that would be the Knight of Coins upright, right? But since you have it reversed, that means you're resisting sort of this natural pace of healing. The Knight of Wands is in your future. That is certain. But you cannot get there by rushing. Some people associate rushing with the Knight of Wands, but that's a misunderstanding of the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands moves quickly, but he moves quickly with inspiration. He doesn't move quickly out of desire to get it over with and to get to the next phase. He moves quickly because it's the time to move quickly. And this is in the near future. You're getting there, but we're not there yet. And right now, it is a time more of being patient with yourself as you deal with this injustice. This next card surrounds the theme. It is the environment around the situation and how other people's view you or the situation. And we have the Eight of Coins reversed. So part of the reason why you are impatient might be that you have pressure from people surrounding you to be more productive, to do more things, instead of spending so much time in this Eight of Cups space, which remember covers the situation of emotionality, going deep in your emotions. People want to see you doing. People want to see you hustling. This is the Eight of Coins. Upright, it is about work. You know, you see this man, he's a clockmaker, presumably, and he's made 8 clocks, and he loves it. It's about work, but it's about work in like its highest form, in its most noble form, where it's something that you do because you want to, because you're passionate, because it brings you joy, not just because it brings you money. But we have a reversed, which highlights sort of the more negative aspects of the card. So people around you want you to be hustling, they want you to be doing stuff, they want you to be producing. Maybe whatever this injustice is, maybe this Eight of Cups moment has left you debilitated to the point where you can't do as much as you maybe did in the past, and people around you see that and they're not happy about it. They would much prefer that you be happily producing. And this can go one of two ways. This is a collective reading, so it might apply a little different for two people. This can apply in a more sort of like pressure sort of way, which is how I've been translating it so far. But it can also be sort of like people seeing that you're not at your best and wanting you to be at your best, not just wanting you to produce because it is the pressures of a capitalist society, but because they know that you are happier when you are doing stuff. So people around you see that this injustice has had an impact on your productivity, and they want to see you be more productive, not because they don't care about you and your emotions and about what you've gone through, but they want to see more productive because they know that's how you're like when you're happiest, you know, and they want you to be at your happiest, and they might be available there to help you, support you to get back to this place where you're doing things happily rather than not doing them at all, or just working but not really feeling it, you know? So the people around you see that this has taken its toll on you. This next card is hopes and fears for the situation, and we have the Page of Coins reversed. A lot of coins in this latter half of the reading. This situation of injustice has left you hesitant to invest in new things, in new projects. You see, this card is a lady and she's holding a coin and she's looking at it very carefully because it's the only coin she has. She's holding on to it with both hands. She's not letting go of it. She's afraid to trust. She's afraid to trust in herself that, you know, whatever ventures she wants to pursue will be fruitful. She's afraid of trusting in others, of investing her time and energy in someone when they just might take her coins and go, you know? But so this is the fear, right? This card represents hopes and fears, and the hope is just it upright. You hope that you might get to a point where you are cautious without limiting yourself too much. The Page of Coins, still a page, still a very curious figure, someone who puts themselves out there, someone who's vulnerable, someone who's brave enough to spend their coin, even if it's the last one. This is obviously is a bit of a metaphorical coin. So yeah, the fear is that you'll never be able to trust again, and the hope is that you'll be able to trust again, but that you'll be careful and smart with it, and that the next thing that you invest in, whether there's a project or a relationship or whatever it is, the hope is that the next thing you invest in is something that is really worthwhile. It's something that you've really thought through and that will grow into bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger things. And then we're supposed to have the final card, but it appears that I've pulled 2 cards. I pulled 11 instead of 10 because I just did it kind of fast. I like doing it kind of fast because I feel like you get ahead of your conscious mind when you're doing that. So we've got 2 cards for the finale. This card seat is the outcome or the advice. So we're going to interpret these 2 cards together to mean the outcome or the advice. And we have the 4 of Swords reverse and the King of Coins. So that's quite auspicious that we got the Knight of Coins, the Page of Coins, and we ended with the King of Coins. So it's a clear progression, right? You have the potential for this perfect outcome where you're the King of Coins, where that coin that you invested as a page bore fruit and gave you a kingdom, a little financial kingdom, or a kingdom as the head of a family, whatever it might be, right? And this King of Coins, I honestly love the hell out of this card. I think it's so freaking cute, with the bunny and the fierce expression that this bunny has on its face. And that's what I wanted to bring in. This fierce expression shows the King of Coins determination, right? The King of Coins is a very determined figure, and they're a figure that has the resources that they need to do and achieve and get anything they want, whether that be relationships, money, health, whatever it might be, right? So what this tells me is that if you are patient and you let things take their course, this is where you end up as the King of Coins. Master of yourself, not letting yourself be controlled by your fear, but also not letting yourself be controlled by wanting to please someone else. No, master of yourself, investing when you want to invest, not based either on your fears or on the whims or desires of others. And then the other card that we got as the final card was the 4 of Swords reversed. So the 4 of Swords reversed, the 4 of Swords upright is about rest and slowing down and letting things take a sort of a laissez-faire attitude, you know, like just let things run as they may, I will not interfere. But you have a reverse, so that's not your advice. Your advice here is to not stop. It's not like run yourself ragged into the ground. The fact that the 4 of Swords is here at all does mean that it is important to do this in a restful way, which is also kind of what we had here with the Knight of Coins. But your advice is don't stop, you know? I think Confucius did say, it doesn't matter how slow you go as long as you do not stop. And that's sort of what these 2 combine are saying. This says don't stop, and this says go slow. So it's okay to go slow. Let me just take a moment to look at all the cards together and see if I missed anything. I think the only thing is whatever steps you are already taking to rectify this justice or to heal this injustice within you, they're working. Continue on that path. That is the right path. That will lead you to where you want to go. Don't rush it. You don't need to rush it. And if you don't rush it, you'll get to a place where the energy is moving really fast and you are doing the things that you want to be doing. And if you're not sure what that path is, what is the path for rectifying this injustice, because you're maybe just haven't started on anything yet. So saying that you're on the right path, like, okay, what is that path? And then that's what covers the situation. So some of you might have already started digging deeper into your emotions about whatever the situation of injustice is. And in that case, continue doing so. But for those of you who don't know how to make this injustice be okay, go deeper into your emotions. Really think about your emotions. Why does it feel unjust? You know, therapy can be really helpful. You can read self-help books. But yeah, look deep into your emotions and trust whatever it is that you find there. Don't diminish it. Don't act like it's not as important or valid as what's going on outside of you. Because what's going on outside of you cannot be relied upon. And that's what you learn, that what you have to rely on is yourself, is your emotions, is your deepest self, not your ego, not your body, not your mind, not your intellect, but God, the spark of God that exists within you. But you can call that something else. You can call that the very act of being itself. You can call that consciousness if you don't like the word God. So that's this reading, everybody. I think it was helpful. I'll continue dwelling on it. I'm sure with the coming days and seeing how these messages unfold for me. But my first impression is that it gave me valuable messages, and I hope that you got valuable messages from it as well. Thanks for watching. This was the Holly Empress. Like and subscribe.